Hey goblins, Warpgoblin here. So today I've got a special treat. Instead of going live today, basically because I've managed to come down with a small case of the vid while traveling.
It's not a pretty picture. I don't like doing it.
Today I'm going to be looking back over the week that I've spent in quarantine with Borderlands 4 and the progress that I've made and those top 5 mistakes that I've also made that have stopped me from really hitting that end game. I've made these mistakes so that you guys hopefully don't have to. So today we're going to be breaking down the top 5 mistakes players are making right now in Borderlands 4. These are little slip-ups that can totally hold you back, and trust me, the community's already talking about how much they wish they knew this stuff sooner. Stick it around to the end, because I'll not only show you the mistakes, but also how you can avoid them, so you can smash your way through Kairos without falling into the same traps that I did. First up, skipping respec opportunities. It's a real trap to fall into to lock in those skill points way too early and to stay committed to them for way too long. Look at my Rafa leveling build with the Apophis Lance, for example, only to realize that the build doesn't match your playstyle or, importantly, the gear that you've been having drop. The game gives you access to a respec machine pretty early on, first at the launch pad during the mission Down and Outbound. But here's the thing. Don't be afraid to experiment. Resetting is cheap in the early game and you'll save yourself from being stuck with a skill tree that feels like a bad Tinder date. Mistake number 2, ignoring vendors. A lot of us have that Borderlands mindset of thinking that loot only comes from drops, but in Borderlands 4 sometimes the vendors stock insanely good gear, even epics or legendaries early on. This upgrade to your gear from a vendor can make a difference if that's the missing link. Make a habit of checking every shop you pass. That one pistol on sale could carry you for hours, and you don't want to be the guy stuck using a green gun in a purple fight. Mistake number 3, not using the movement tool. Borderlands 4 puts a real emphasis on moving around the map at speed, whether you're a big heavy like Amon or a little zippy guy like Rafa. Using tools like dash, grapple, double jump, glide, and mantling, it will be the difference between life and death. I can't tell you how many times I've been getting shredded just to realize that I'm not using grapple points or zipping around the map when I've got the opportunity. Movement is survival in Borderlands 4. The faster that you can learn to chain your movement tools, the longer you'll stay alive. And the cooler you'll look doing it. Mistake 4, rushing that main quest. It's tempting to plow straight through the story, but here's the catch. You'll end up underleveled, and every fight's going to feel like a brick wall. And I know what you're going to say, Warpgoblin, that main campaign is always going to be a few levels higher than your character class. That's how that works, and you are 100% correct. It's always going to be a few levels higher. But if you are just mainlining the main story and not doing any of the side content, you might be missing out on important gear or slight upgrades to your equipment and kit that would otherwise make the difference further down the campaign. Side quests and world events aren't just filler. They keep your level where it needs to be, and they often drop solid loot. Trust me, taking that detour now saves you hours of pain later. And mistake number 5, guys, bad inventory management. This is a mistake that I've been guilty of right from the start at launch, and I'll probably be guilty of it all the way through endgame. But the reality of it is, in Borderlands 4, even though the loot comes fast, it's way too easy to either hang on to junk or accidentally sell something amazing. Borderlands 4 does give you a bunch of tools to get around this snow, and you should be using them. Either lock or favorite your best gear, apply one of the many different tags that you can through the filtering system, or send it directly to your bank if it's a keeper. Do this after every mission, and keep at least one weapon for each range type or elemental affinity. Don't be the guy who turns up rocking a level 15 weapon against level 30 enemies. And there you have it, the top 5 mistakes to avoid in Borderlands 4 that I've been making so that you don't have to. Avoid these traps and you'll be breezing through the content in Kairos. Which of these mistakes hits home for you? Or did I miss one that you've already learned the hard way? Drop it in the comments so that the rest of us don't have to keep making that same mistake over and over again. If you've had fun, hit that like button, sub if you're new, and don't forget that I'm live every Friday and Saturday over on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. Thanks for hanging out, goblins, and I'll see you in Kairos.